we have another good video for you. This is kind of next level underground buried downspouts. This is not DIY friendly. Not for the DIY. This is for the contractors. All right, Francisco is using the laser level right now. And we're just double checking a line. Everything seems to be fine. We're in a yard where it's really hilly and it rolls. And it can be really deceiving. Now we had to be really deep because they're going to put brick pavers in here. So the line gets really deep. But then when we get over here, it falls. And it looks like there's a belly right here, and then it comes up to higher ground. I asked Francisco, can you get the laser out for me? I know, I'm too picky, and these poor guys got to put up with me. So, to satisfy my type A OCD personality, Francisco got his laser level back out in the front yard because they were already in the backyard. And he's working the entire line showing me that we have fall. But in the videos, a lot of times people comment and say, hey, it looks like there was a belly there. I'm telling you, with the grade that rolls especially, your eyes can play tricks on you. And if it wasn't for the laser level, you'd never think that you had pitch. But the guys did a beautiful job. Francisco went ahead and proved himself once again. The laser level showed this to be perfect, in spite of me thinking this was a belly, and then it kind of came up a little high over here. Just the way the grade falls off and the line naturally gets a lot shallower really fast. And this is a long run, and over a long run you have to be really careful. Francisco's got a great eye and a good feel, and him and Valente are a heck of a team, with Valente down in the trench always taking the readings. So I felt bad even asking him to do it for me. But like I said, sometimes it's almost like an optical illusion. So this is a really big underground buried downspout install. This is a perfect example of one you do not want to DIY. I don't consider this DIY friendly at all. So they're going to have either new concrete or new brick pavers come in. So we had to get this system really deep. So we have two downspouts here. Look at these white leaf filters. Don't they look great on this house? This is a beautiful house. This really is. It's an amazing home. Beautiful big home in Troy, Michigan. Can't wait to show you the back of this house. Beautiful. So we have downspouts immediately. Got two right here. And you can see how high the guys are. And then there's going to be a sidewalk right here, so they slope. Now, once you cut slope, you got to stay down, you know, deep. You know that. We got two more downspouts here. One here, one here. Man, those white leaf filters are, I love them. They look great on this home. They really do. So then we bring these two lines together. Now, remember, we have two downspouts there. We have two downspouts here. So we got this on a 4-inch line, guys. This is 4-inch, 4-inch, 4-inch. Lots of sprinklers. Lots of sprinklers. We're really deep. Had to break out some old concrete. Had to get this deep so when they put in the pavers and or concrete, it's not going to be a problem. Now look at this, guys. Gas line right here. Look how shallow that gas line is. Look at that gas line. It looks like a sprinkler line. Here in the north, all our sprinkler lines are polypipe. They look just like that right there for gas, that looks just like a 1-inch sprinkler line, 1-inch poly. Look, these are all sprinkler lines. You see a difference? There's not. And that's the gas line. And there's the tracker wire right there. There's the flag. That's how shallow it was. The guys, they dug really careful. They didn't cut the gas. Look how deep we are. Look how deep we are, because we had to go deep and then slope on top of that, right? So, you know, we're going deep so that they can do concrete or brick pavers. So when you go deep immediately and you use up all that slope, now you're really deep. So we have one sprinkler line that the excavator did hook, and then it pulled off a fitting somewhere. So that's what that big hole's for, trying to find where that came from. And that's a nightmare. We always talk about why you want a spotter in the trench so they can spot all these sprinkler lines. Look at all these sprinkler lines. Got one here. That's the gas. Sprinkler line. Sprinkler line. Another sprinkler line, another sprinkler line. This one's got the valve wires that go from the clock to the valve box. More valve wires. More communication lines and valve wires. More sprinkler lines. Not DIY friendly at all. Not DIY. Now look at how deep we are with the catch basins. All the catch basins are so deep that we're using our 6-inch catch basin. Look at this one. It's got two, not one, but two 5-inch risers. That's insane. I mean, 10 inches deep already. And look, we're 10 feet off the house. Just goes to show you we're digging through a hill on top of everything else. This is when you know your underground buried downspout system is not DIY friendly. Deep, deep, deep. Everything's deep here. More sprinkler lines. And it's a long run, guys. It's a really long run. So right here, we pick up another downspout. Come over here, we're deep. All right, we have a second one right here. This one, the guy's cored. Look at that. Instead of just having the pipe like drape, they cored the concrete. Look at how nice that is. Look at how nice that is. Beautiful. This crew, attention to detail. So we went ahead and we use a smaller diameter pipe so that we can just make this bend, because I don't like connections on the concrete. The guys don't. So we got a leaf filter here with an adapter to go to a smaller pipe. If you didn't know, our leaf filters, we make adapters for 3.5-inch pipe, and we also make adapters for 3-inch pipe. And you connect them right here, and then the guys just use the riser so it matched all the others, which is really nice. So this is just one piece from the leaf filter all the way to that Y. You can't bend 4-inch pipe like that, so that's the advantages of having smaller diameter pipe. All right, so where these two downspouts merge, there's going to be more sidewalk. What do the guys do? They went and put a piece of culvert pipe right here because there's going to be a walk right here, and it's not deep enough. It makes us nervous. The deeper the pipe is buried, the better off you are when it comes to running a compactor over it for base material, for pavers or concrete. So the guys went ahead and put a dual wall culvert pipe in right there. 4-inch. Here we are, another catch basin, another catch basin. All 6-inch catch basins, guys, all 6-inch. Look at this one. 2 5-inch risers to get it to grade. Now it's easy to clean that catch basin. When you go with the 6-inch, it's better for when you're deep, because when you put your hand down in it, you could bend your elbow a little bit. Just put some rubber gloves on to clean it, or use a shop vac, either way. All right, so this 4-inch line is going to come into this trench, and we're not going to Y it into this 4-inch line because there's already so much on that 4-inch line. So we have two 4-inch lines going extremely far from the house. Now, we typically don't put the pop-ups next to each other on a job like this. The reason why we do that is because of the erosion. If we had both these pop-ups on a really hard rain just going, wide open, you could end up with erosion. So we just space them out. The guy's got about 12 feet, 15 feet a distance, and that's it. I mean, this is a beautiful job right here. Professionally done. It's really nice. Not DIY friendly. You can see all the tree roots, So when you're deciding, is my job DIY or not, this would be a case where you don't want to get involved. If you know you have this hill, this mound, and your house is kind of lower than the front, and to get all these downspout lines out, you're going to be deep because you want it on a gravity system. You don't want it on a sump pump system. What a system, what a system, what a lot of work. What a lot of work. Just take you through it one more time. What a lot of work, guys. Did a really nice job. You know, they got a 4-inch Y right here, so they're grabbing this one and this one. They got it on a big 6-inch catch basin. Over here, this is a good example. You can see right here really well. Have these two on a 4-inch line so that they can just easily just put it into a 4-inch Y like that. Then take it into a big 6-inch catch basin. Now we got to go deep, because we're getting to where the cement walk is and we're digging through the hill. We're putting a balance tube on these two discharge lines. I'll explain why. This 4-inch line has 5 downspouts on it. This line has only 2, one here and one here. So we got 2 4-inch lines meeting right here, and I know one could possibly end up overwhelmed if we were in a torrential rain. I'm talking flash flooding, 45 minutes, you know, you end up with 3 inches of rain. It happens. So we decided we want to put a balance tube on this to balance these 2 lines out. This will also help when you equalize the pressure to where one pop-up doesn't cause erosion. Both pop-ups will have equal amount of water discharging at the end. We run across a lot of old utilities and we got to work around them. It does make the job more difficult, but if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. So we're more than happy to be the guys. So as Juan is over here cutting in 2 T's, and then we're just going to connect them, and it's just literally going to be a balance tube. That's what this is. I wanted to show this. I don't show this enough. I'm going to start showing this more. So Juan's moving pretty quick. We're going to tape as many of the joints as we possibly can where the pipes meet the fittings, and you have something in the way like you see here where we have this conduit, this iron pipe coming through the yard, and we got to deal with it. Don't put everything together and then decide to tape it, because that's going to make life difficult. If you pick the line up, and as long as you have the T point, you're right, exactly, brother. Now you can tape 3 of them, super easy. We're just going to put a balance tube right here is all we're doing. That's what I'm having them do. The one downspout line has 5 downspouts on it, and this one only has 2. So if that one starts to get overwhelmed, this balance tube is going to let this other one, which will probably have some room left in it with only 2 downspouts, it's going to pick up. So as a reminder, do not connect everything and then try to tape it. Right now, Juan is taping 3 of the locations where the pipe snaps into a fitting. So easy. You can just pick up the line, you can handle it. The last one's always the hardest one. All right, so now we got to deal with this iron pipe in the way. We're using the new formula because it has more flexibility. It has that elastic material. All right, so we got 2 T's. We got a piece of the new formula pipe that's flexible and it has a little bit of an arc to it to make this possible. But there's multiple ways of adding balance tubes to 2 4-inch discharge lines. This is what made sense for us. With an iron pipe in the way. That was very well done. That was great. All right, so there's your balance tube right there. Really nice. Both of these discharge lines will flow the same amount of water. We have 5 downspouts on one line, only 2 downspouts on the other. And this is just a little insurance that if we end up in that red orange cell thunderstorm where you get 3 inches of rain in 45 minutes, We're going to balance these two lines out. Plus, there's less of an opportunity for erosion at the pop-up, because that one line that had 5 downspouts on it, it was going to be really pushing some water. It really was. Now these pop-ups will emit an equal amount of water. See, this is not a little house. There's a lot of roof here. So when you look at how much home there is, you know, you look at the scale of everything. I mean, look at Patrick over there. He's burying the first line. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. There he is. Right there. So it just gives you a scale of the size home. So yeah, we have 2 4-inch discharge lines for the front yard, and we have 7 total downspouts. Remember to stand on your discharge lines when you're backfilling. It's really easy to push dirt in a trench on a light pipe like corrugated pipe. It's made out of HDPE, which is the same thing that food containers are made out of. It's lightweight. The dirt will push it aside and it'll roll under it and it'll lift the pipe. Now you'll lose your perfect slope, all that hard work for nothing. So make sure you're standing where you're pushing the dirt on and holding the pipe in place firmly. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. If you have any questions regarding this installation, leave them in the comments section. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until the next video.